Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Friday Night Midwest Motorsports Truck Series action here at the Magic Mile at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. I'm your host, Michael Harris Jr. Getting ready to get this one started here. Eric Taylor getting the pole, Dustin Reinsettle in second, George Harris third, myself fourth, Marco Lavery fifth, Robert Hare, Rick Clem. Sorry, man. We got. I am spacing on his name. Riley Harris in sixth, then Robert Olavison, Ron Shelmer, and James Olavison. That is your 9 starting drivers. Green flag underway as Eric Taylor takes the green with Dustin on the outside. George looking to sneak into second place here through turn 2. Obviously got to be careful in this turn. Everybody making it through turns 1 and 2 just fine. Magic Mile. We've been here with the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series cars in the Stock Cars Series. Now it's the Truck Series turn as we hit the final 3 races of the season, Season 10 for the Midwest Motorsports Oval Series. George Harris sliding, going around through turn 2. Does not collect anybody. Eric Thaler out front over Dustin Reinsettle now, myself in third. Two laps in the books here. Riley Harris now in fourth place. His father, George, getting some danos there. Losing it going out of turn 2. Eric tapping the wall here early. Legend has it that this is the house that Eric Thaler built here in the league. Eric, one of our flat track specialists, as Dustin likes to point out every time we go to one. Eric is always a threat to take the win. "150 laps, these trucks will do around the Loudon Oval. This evening, we've got 3 sets of tires waiting for us in pit lane. So you could pit around lap 37 to make it to the end of the race. We've got about 45 or so laps of fuel. Obviously, that's just an best estimate here. Nobody really getting too far away from anyone else here. Eric has moved himself up to a 1.3 second lead over Dustin Reinsettle. We head on down through turns 3 and 4. Heading down the front straightaway into the Concord Grandstand area of turn 1 and 2. If you've ever been to the racetrack here, the south end, which is where turns 1 and 2 are located, head towards the capital city of Concord, New Hampshire, while the northern portion heads towards Laconia. Used to be filled with grandstands. Of course, it's been a little while since iRacing has taken... Well, it feels like it's been a little while because they do not have the special viewing area through turn 3 that New Hampshire has. There used to be grandstands on the north side. Usually I come to this racetrack and I end up parking right around the back straightaway. Action further on in the pack here as the Olavisons come to join us. First time in a while we've seen James, that number 90 machine. Great to have some more guys up here. Eric Thaler finally back after a 1-month hiatus. Beautiful weather here in the sim for New Hampshire. Up in the 80s. Track temps up in the hundreds during practice. Very slick racing surface for everybody to kind of get used to. You see the leaders kind of sticking towards a higher line. Almost diamonding these turns. Taylor driving the Midwest Motorsports Ford F-150. Up in the lead, Dustin Reinsettle with his cancer. Well, I don't know if I can say that on the interweb, so we'll just let his truck say the words. Cancer's no fun. Number 11 Chevrolet. Texas Roadhouse has decided to give me a one-off sponsorship today. Number 40 machine. Toyota Tundra. Riley in the Coke Zero, number 49. That's right, Riley Harris. Now I remember the name. There's nothing worse than having been calling somebody's name all season long and just blanking on his first name. No Dodge, well, not Dodges, but no Rams in the field today. Only Fords, Toyotas, and Chevys. We got some engine trouble here. Robert Olevison, early trouble, engine smoking as he's in pit lane. Good thing we all have that one fast repair. Speaking of fast repairs, I know we've only got 2 more races left in the season after this for the Truck Series, but Midwest Motorsports always open and looking for new members. If you like what you happen to see week in and week out, whether it was our Road Series, the Truck Series, or the Stock Car Series, always welcome to go to our webpage and sign on up. Webpage midwest-motorsports.com has all the information you need to sign up with our league, learn more about what we do, and sign up for the Discord as well. Like I said, always open and free. There's no cost to join the league. Just come on down, have some fun with all of our drivers. Everybody willing to work with you, teach you some new tricks, help you grow as a racer. And a lot cleaner than many of the ovals. Here we are in New Hampshire on lap 18, and not a caution in sight. Sometimes that can seem like it's no good. but it's pretty good atmosphere we've got here. Eric Taylor with the fastest lap time so far on the racing surface, a 30.385. Midwest Motorsports has 3 racing series for you to choose from should you choose to join in. Now, of course, you can choose all 3. That is certainly an option. Depending on what part of the week you're looking at here, we've got action on Friday nights with the Midwest Truck Series. Green flag drops at 9:55 Eastern Standard Time. And myself, the broadcaster of those races, the Stock Car Series Sunday night at 7, oh no, 7, 8:25 Eastern Standard Time is when that kicks off. And I can't quite remember what the Stock Car Series is going to do on Sunday night. I feel like Chicagoland is in the cards, but quite going to throw that in the book. Tuesday nights, we normally have our road series. 7:30 Eastern Standard Time was the usual start time for them. They just had their final race at Nürburgring at the Grand Prix track. Not the Nordschleife. .1 seconds separates the leaders from each other. There's Eric Taylor and Dustin Reinson will continue to lead the field. I had to go back almost 4 seconds behind Dustin to get to myself. There's sizable gap a little bit further up. Back field, Riley Harris 8.4 seconds behind myself. There in 4th place, James Leveson back 5th, with Marco Lavery having dropped down. Now Ron Schamer moves up to 6th place. George Harris just behind in 8th place, with Robert Leveson in 9th now. .79 degrees, the current temp out there in the stands. Hopefully the folks are wearing their sunscreen, not really much cover. For the fans to enjoy, unless you're under the stands. This is my home track, as many of you have heard over the seasons. Been going to this track almost all my life, watching different NASCAR events. Road Series has Adam Sondag as the commentator with James J., legendary voice of the Midwest Motorsports Racing League. Look forward to seeing James possibly back here on the oval side for season 11, which will be our summer series here on the oval portion. Season 12 will be looked into by the admin team, so we will see what they come up with for schedule, cars, and any other sorts of stuff for the drivers to vote on. That's right, the league drivers get to make the choices as far as what cars, where we race. The admin team just compiles all the information together, comes up with the official schedule. Continue to go here, 31 laps complete of 112 laps to go. So we're about a fifth of the way through. Tire wear, a real big factor for many of the drivers out here. This is why Eric seems to excel at these sorts of tracks, as he's very good on saving on tire wear. .5 seconds is the difference between Eric and Dustin on that last lap here. Could be getting close to our fuel window. pretty good grouping right there between 5th and 8th place. As they're all pretty close together. Ron Schamer currently sitting in 6th place as George gets by him. Dustin Reinsettle has come down pit road. Eric Thaler staying out. Michael Harris staying out. Eric Thaler coming on down pit road. As Michael Harris, myself, will take the lead. For 40 truck staying on out. Eric is now out of pit lane. 40 this time, 40 this time. And of course, you can hear me doing my pit call. I guess one of the little bonus features of getting to listen to my race chatter, or to listen to me. Is that you get to know when I'm pitting anyway. Whether that's an advantage, I don't know. And here comes Riley Harris, who's going to take for the lead. James Leavison coming on down. Eric Thaler now passing by us. Dustin Reinsettle back there. Out, 40 out. Pretty far back now, though. Riley continues to lead. He has yet to pit. Of course, there was definitely some extra fuel in that tank from lap 40. Eric Thaler has just taken over the lead from Riley. Riley dropping down now. With some real old tires he's got on that rig. You never know, that gamble could pay off later in the race, but for now, it's not really panned out too well for him. As he will still have to come down pit lane. Will most likely go a lap down. Yes, he'll get some laps led, so there's some bonus points for him. Track now covered in darkness. Not complete darkness, but cloud cover. By the way, I just wanted to give some props here to our cameraman, Josh Watt, who's also our race director. Many hats he wears throughout our race weekend. Sometimes he's got the driver's helmet on. He's got those flags and hotkeys at the ready. And sometimes he's looking at the cameras, making sure that they're not just sitting on one driver the entire race. Riley now in the pits. So your top three right now: Eric Thaler back in the lead, at number 15 Ford F-150. Dustin Ryan settled in that number 11 Chevrolet in second place. And Michael Harris in the number 40 Toyota Tundra in third. Here at the Magic Mile. 51 laps in the books now. We've gone through the first third of the race. We'd like to thank you, the viewers and the fans, for tuning in and watching tonight's broadcast. Always a pleasure calling for all of you fine folk. Hope that you're enjoying your first day of May Day, May the 1st, or whatever day you're listening to this on repeat. You or anyone you know is looking for a league to join, we are always happy to take a look at new recruits. Leaders running through some lap traffic right now. Everyone trying to coordinate their passes to get around. Of course, my problem is that I'm trying to get past this number 49. But he is a lot fresher tires than I do. Of course, a lot more interesting battles deeper in the field here. George Harris pretty far behind myself, but not too far away from Ron Schamer. Marco Lavery not too far behind either. So that mid-pack, definitely some action there. Everyone's still relatively close to each other. See how tire wear will affect everybody. Ryan Settle pitted on lap 39. Eric Pitt on lap 40. I pitted on lap 42. That was 17 laps ago for myself. So everybody kind of getting to that wearing stage on their tires, on their platform. Eric now out to a almost 2-second lead over Dustin Reinsettle. Dustin is about 6 seconds ahead of me. Oh no, way more than 6 seconds. 8.8 seconds ahead of me. So closer than when I came out of pit lane, but there is a road course actually on this racetrack. Interesting that during the NASCAR weekend, we don't usually go to using that course. However, RVs, campers, and other drivers, other race attendees will typically head to that. Use it as a parking lot and a road, access road during NASCAR weekend. Also, during NASCAR weekend, there is a small, I think it's quarter-mile dirt oval, maybe 3/8 on the property towards the south gate. believe when NASCAR comes to New Hampshire later this year, they will be bringing the trucks along. It'll be the Cup Series, the Craftsman Truck Series, and the Well and Modified Tour, along with the Dirt Modifieds, or Sprint Cars. Pretty sure it's the Sprint Cars. I'll be driving at the Dirt Oval the Friday night before. Dustin Reinzel still running faster lap times than the race leader, despite having stopped earlier. He is starting to make gains, make ground on that number 15. Dustin looking for another win on the year. What a dominating season he's had in our Truck Series and Stock Car Series. Eric Taylor looking for another win for himself. 2 multi-race winners. The battle for 4th place heating up between Ron Schamer and George Harris. Closest battle on the racetrack as Dustin continues to try and find some speed to catch up to Dustin. Ron looking to see if he can get past George to make the pass for 4th place. Gaining on them right now is the 3rd place driver. Pit cycle's getting closer and closer. We're on lap 74. Almost halfway through this race. It's been pretty much all Eric Thaler. Dustin had been closing, but Eric has been finding a way to hold him off still. Be looking at Dustin most likely starting the pit cycle off, but we'll see what his strategy he employs. And now here goes Schamer on the inside of George Harris, side by side down the back straightaway. Who outbreaks who going into turn 3? They're door banging. George moves up the racetrack just a little bit. Ron Schamer clears him. He'll take fourth place. 75 laps now complete. And George crosses over into turn one. Onto the inside goes the Dano Chevrolet. He'll make the pass, but it's not done yet. Side by side, Schamer gets a run off of turn two down the back straightaway. He'll hold off George, but George has the inside track. Can he hold on to it? Nope. Ron Schamer back to fourth. Ron had quite a great jump on that front straightaway coming off of turn four. Despite the fact that Schamer had cleared him, he was able to make a huge run to get to the inside line there through turn one and two to make that pass. Or try to make that pass on the number 97 Toyota. The two Harris Juniors now on the back straightaway side by side. That 40 machine puts the nose underneath the 87 Chevrolet. Able to hold some momentum here. George leaving room on the high line there to let the 90 through, or not the 90, the 40 through. Robert Levison's going to make a move on the inside here. That 22 does have much fresher tires than the rest of the field. Here we go now as we're working through lap 80. And it looks like our race leaders are going to come down pit lane. Both of them this time. They had an offsetting strategy during the last pit cycle. Mike Harris Jr. will take the lead with Robert Olevison on the inside here through turn one and two. Number 15 and 11 coming on out of pit lane. Harris still leading. He finally takes the lap on lap 81. Ron Schamer coming on in. Harris will lead another lap here. When does he choose to come in? Well, I guess there's no secrets from you guys. So the race leader now on in. Ryan Stedel and Taylor driving around, going down the front straightaway. They'll make the pass going into turn one. Eric Thaler, your race leader currently. Justin is right on him, though. And that is another pit cycle for everybody. Riley Harris moving back up to 4th place here through that pit cycle. Of course, he stayed out until lap 49 last time around, so he will have an advantage here. Or he will be able to make some moves. I don't know if he has an advantage where everybody else took tires that time. Thank you. I had a bit of a run, though. Lap 88 in the books. As the leaders work on lap 90. "60 laps left in the race. Eric Taylor continues to hold the lead. It is now, though, 0.6 of a second ahead of Dustin. Strategy continues to be good place for the Rhinestone crew. And you click down the laps. 95 laps in the books. 55 to go from the Magic Mile. Eric Thaler continues to hold off Dustin Reinsettle here. Still 0.6 of a second. Will Reinsettle have to win on some good pit strategy? Or does he have an extra gear he's been saving for the end of the race? Darkness falls on the Magic Mile once again as clouds come to obstruct the sun. Nice break for all the fans in the stands. Still pretty tight battle, and then of course the battle for 5th place. Pretty decent one here. George Harris holding it 2 seconds over Ron Schamer. Marco Lavery 2.8 seconds back from Ron. Riley holds 4th place. "100 laps have been completed here at the Magic Mile, Loudon, New Hampshire. Not far from the lakes region, largest lake in the state, Lake Winnipesaukee. One of the prime destinations to go during the summertime, aside from our little strip of coast. Riley Harris comes on down pit lane. Held a pretty big advantage over, or did hold an advantage over George. George Harris now moves up to 4th place. Eric is starting to break away a little bit from Dustin Reinsettle. He's almost gained a whole second. In fact, his lead is now to his second at the line. 42 laps to go. I'm sorry, 43 laps to go. We've just completed 107. Forty laps to go. Eric Thaler still holds a 1.2-second lead over Dustin Reinsettle, continuing to break away from that number 11. George Harris coming on down pit lane. Ron Schamer now assumes fourth place. Final pit cycle will be coming shortly. It's a question, a matter of when will people be coming down pit lane. Thunder's getting tight out of turn 2. Eric Taylor continues his lead. It's now almost 2 seconds over Dustin Reinsettle. $30 to go. 29 to go. 40 this time. 40 this time. Well, I don't think I got a shot. Eric's already coming down. Dustin will assume the race lead. He stays out. $40 out. Eric Thaler with the lead now. Two-and-a-half-second lead over Dustin Reinsettle. Reinsettle setting his fastest lap of the race. Not enough for the purple lap, though. .483. Steals the purple lap this time by 30.368. Gap is closing between Dustin and Eric. Dustin now 2.1 seconds back. Caution is out. The 87 got into the 49, it seems like. Lap 130, caution comes out. 130 laps now complete. 20 to go. And we re-rack. Does anybody even bother going in? Everybody's gone into the pits. It's like James and the number 40 truck going on in the pit lane. Just doesn't really lose anything as he's a lap ahead of third. Ron Schamer gets the lucky dog. Eric Thaler, the leader, is going to take the bottom line. Ron Schamer will be at the back of the field after taking... Actually, nope, I'm sorry. Riley Harris will be at the back of the field after taking the lucky dog. Lights are off on the pace car here. Eric Thaler has been dominant for most of the night. Dustin Reinsettle will be on the outside. Both took 4 tires during the last stop. Harris taking left side tires after having taken rights before that caution. How does this play out here? Everybody's single filed up front. Less than 20 laps to go. What will Dustin do here? Can he find some way to get past Eric? Does Eric continue to race clean? Or does he get into that wall on turn 2? And does Harris have anything here now that he's got some fresher tires on the inside? Obviously not as much fun as having in the right sides be fresh. Some wall banging there. 15 to go. Number 15 in the lead. Number 11 chasing with that 40, just hoping he can hang. Three-tenths of a second separating first and second. Third place into the wall on the front straightaway. Eric getting loose. That's going to lose some ground. Able to hold it, though. Eleven to go. Back through 3 and 4 they go. Still, nobody really making any big moves. Ten to go, and the gaps, not much changing between the front 3 trucks. Still 4/10 of a second separating our leaders. What line can he run? What can he do? Dustin Reinsettle hoping. He sees the wall hit there. What can he do, though, to get an edge over Eric here on the flat track? The house that Eric built. And he's continuing to show it here. Just not losing any ground to either of the 2 trucks behind him. Seven to go. The F-150 still out in front. We're just missing the Ram in 4th place, and we'd have all manufacturers in the top 4. All present manufacturers represented in the top 3, though. we go. 5 laps to go. Dustin getting a little squirrely out of turn 2. Trying to find that extra speed, that extra inch. Extra turn in, some kind of advantage here. Three to go. 3 to go. Dustin's watching that number 40 truck get a little closer. He got squirrely getting out of turn 2. Trying to find that extra turn in. Riding that fine line there. Eric Thaler starting to race away with 2 to go. 0.7 of a second now, up to 0.9 of a second advantage over Dustin Reinsettle. The white flag is out. Eric Thaler leading the field. One more set of corners to go. Through the Laconia corners of 3 and 4. Eric Thaler is going to take the checkered flag. Dustin Reinsettle second. Michael Harris will finish in 3rd place in that number 40 machine. Then it will be followed by Ron Schaumer, Riley Harris, Marco Lavery, George Harris, James Olavison, and Robert Olavison. What a beautiful race that was. Pretty clean. That one little incident there. Take ourselves a moment as we get everybody out into the booth here. Thank you again, everybody, for continuing to watch along here. And yeah, here we go. We're going to move everybody on up. Righty. Well, we got a copy to our top 2 guys.
Yeah, hey Michael, you gonna interview yourself?
Yeah, Mike. So we're gonna interview you.
Hey, there you go. Just wait for it.
So how would you say this race went for you tonight?
Well, I'd say it went pretty well. I mean, pit strategy, I tried to mix things up there towards the end, just do anything just to keep close to you guys. But yeah, I was not sure I was expecting 3rd, but I'll definitely take it.
Yeah, great run, man. Any difference in strategy that you normally do here?
Well, I think just about everything. You guys pit a lot earlier. I was anticipating during the long runs there. I just figured we'd almost go all the way out. And once you guys started pitting, I was like, all right, maybe within 2 laps or so, I'll come in. And then towards the end, maybe with 30 to go, I'll come on in. But the gaps you guys were getting, I went, all right, maybe I'll just do right sides only here and hope that maybe I can be close by the end. stay on the
Yeah.
lead lap at least.
Yeah.
That
Uh,
caution changed things, and I decided we'll put left fronts on, so maybe I'll have a fighting chance. And well, I'd say I had a pretty good chance. It looked like
how was it
Okay.
handling with right sides? Just right sides.
just right sides only. It was kind of like 10 laps of actual racing. Once the tires are
Okay.
starting to wear in a little bit, I was getting my 31, so it was not completely fresh, but
Yeah.
it was doable.
Yeah. Well, good deal, man. Good run for sure.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice.
Thank you, thank you. All right, we'll go to our second place finisher
Now,
there,
wait,
Dustin.
hold on. Do you
Hold
have
on.
anybody that you would like to thank? Any sponsors you would like to shout out?
Uh, let's see. I'd like to thank my mama and my dad for taking me to all the NASCAR races here at this racetrack that we're currently racing at. Like to thank just Texas Roadhouse. It's a fine franchise. Share every time that my dad built or helped build one of the Texas Roadhouses up here in New Hampshire, and someday that'd be cool to have that honor myself. But yeah, Timberland Pro, who's been around for a while, Midwest Motorsports for giving me the opportunity to get better, and some golf coach there that gives me pointers here and there.
Hey, you did great. Um, there was something else I was gonna say. Oh, what's your favorite meal at Texas Roadhouse?
That is a great question, and it's been a long time since I've eaten at Texas Roadhouse. I try not to eat out a whole bunch, so I'd have to look at the menu. But something tells me it probably would have been country fried chicken.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
respectable.
Good choice. Good choice.
Anything from you, Eric?
Uh, for Texas Roadhouse, I usually get the fillet.
There you go.
Eat
Yeah,
some rolls, man.
I'm a like a what is it, the 11 ounce steak?
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
There you go. Right. Well, with that out of the way, unless Eric has any more questions for me,
I, I don't think so, man. You did a great race.
I could
Really good
drag
job.
Josh up here, but he might be confused. I'm just kidding. I tried that last time. All
Uh,
right, Dustin, that number 11 car looking pretty fast today. Just not able to get underneath Eric there. Why don't you go through your race and what were you trying to do it differently this time?
Well, for one, the only way I could have won this race is if Eric would have messed up, or if I would have tried to run through the back of him, because I don't know any other line other than the line that I've watched Eric run at this place every time, and he's still consistently faster than me. No, but I said it during the O'Reilly race whenever we raced here, and that's the only time I've ever won here. And I even said it then. I wish that Eric would have been there so I could have learned a little, because there's always I feel like I'm okay here, but I feel like there's always something that I'm missing. So today I ran a lot higher line than what I usually do, just kind of chasing Eric the whole day, and I definitely learned a little bit, but I was way off on the brake bias, and I didn't really figure that out until it was way too late. So noted for next time. But I mean, we were pretty much running really close to the same lap times almost the whole race. So it was kind of just me following him, running the same exact line, because you can't really pass low, and if you go even just a little bit higher than that kind of second and a half groove or third lane, there's just no way you can hold the grip and get back in the gas like you can in that middle to third lane. So there's nothing I could have done.
Aside from pit strategy, possibly, but even then,
Yeah, I was
you
really, my other chance that I had is Eric's pit crew sometimes takes a night off. They didn't tonight. They actually, I think they had like the fastest stop of the race on the first stop. I pit like a lap early trying to just lead a lap, and that didn't work. So then I went late the 2 runs later, just to try to lead a lap, just to get my name on the board. I think I led 1 tonight. So complete dominance by Eric. Absolutely.
Pretty much. There were definitely a couple points during the race that you did manage to have some faster times. In fact, somebody was able to steal the purple lap from Eric today.
That was me, and I immediately regretted it whenever the caution came out.
Yeah. How'd you feel about that with, was it 20 to go?
The caution, um,
Yeah.
I felt like it at least gave me a chance, but I honestly, we were trying to figure out what you were doing. We knew you wouldn't pit for gas at that point. So now we know you took, what was it, left sides, you said?
Left sides, yep.
So now we know you had the strategy there, so that helped you out a lot. Just being able to hold a line and not slide up the track. Um, but no, I knew it at least got me closer, but I don't know, a second and a half off or something like that, or almost 2 seconds off. So I knew my tires were toast after the first 10 laps. I knew it was going to be me just watching Eric the whole time. You had me watching I was definitely rear view mirror driving the last probably 5 laps.
Yeah, we both got squirrely there out of turn 2, and me getting squirrely definitely got rid of whatever run I had at you.
Yeah, but other than that, pretty good race. I'll take it. Congrats to Eric and good job to you. Glad we finally got to interview you up here.
Right. Well, thank you, Dustin. Eric, well, we know you're in here. We got a copy.
Yes, sir.
Another race win here on the flat track. As some have said, this is the track that you built. Pretty cool that you did, because it's another way I bonded with my dad. So I guess I have to thank you for that.
Yeah,
I don't know what you were
you're
doing back
welcome.
in '92, but apparently you were building something.
Well, I was let's see, 92. I was in the first grade, so maybe I had a
Building them with
hammer in my hand.
Legos.
Y'all
Yeah.
are old.
Oh man. So yeah, I love this track. Just I can't just say there's anything to it other than I just have figured it out over the years, and um, I've had some bad races here. Don't get me wrong, but I do love. It's probably my favorite track on the schedule every year. So I used to love Homestead. That used to be my track of choice, but um, everybody's figured out how to beat me there. So now I don't love it so much.
All right, so that's how Indy stays on the schedule too.
I do love Indy too, man. So it's something about the flat tracks. I don't know, what it is with with them and the way I drive them, the style they are, but I seem to do pretty well at them over a mile and a half or something like that, right? But something with minimal banking, I tend to do very well at, and this is one of them, obviously, and um, I do really enjoy driving this track. So it was a while. I was a little worried. I hadn't been in the seat for oh, I guess it's 4 or 5 weeks now. Um, life catches up with you. So I had some time tonight to jump back in. So I was glad I got a chance to, and I was a little nervous of how it would go because again, I hadn't turned the wheel in quite some time. So um, turned out to be pretty well. I tried to practice a little bit before the race, and I'm sure that helped. But you know, just uh, just as it's something like just getting into a rhythm here is really key, and I do enjoy short tracks like this, and also anything that has kind of a rhythm to it. So um, worked out.
Some there, and I did have a question about that final caution there, Eric. You chose to go on the inside line, giving up your preferred line to Dustin there. Were there any concerns that he was going to anticipate your jump and hold you down to the bottom?
A little bit. Yeah, I'll be honest, man. I was coming up to the line and I was like, I don't know where to go now. So, the start of the race, I was kind of gambling on, our tires were fairly new. I guess if I had older tires, I probably would have chose the top for sure. But, we only had maybe 10, 12 laps on that fresh set of tires. So, I kind of just went to the bottom. It was bouncing back and forth in my head though, coming out of four. I was um, just kind of trying to figure out what to do, and I got to the line, and I was like, oh well, I'll just choose the bottom. So it did work out, but I think if I had, 30 laps on that set or whatnot, it probably would have been a little different. But that did work out. I was a little nervous when the caution did come out because that seems to how I blow a race, a good race. So was happy to obviously keep it in front of Dustin. We were racing pretty good there for a while, and like you said before, we were matching some lap times quite a bit there. So um, it's always good to have somebody to race with up there, and you know puts on a clean show. So it was fun. Just gotta. I was sweating a little bit when that caution come out, but it thankfully worked out.
Absolutely. And great job closing this one out, Eric, for win number 5 on the year. Dustin getting held back for one more. He's be chasing race win number 15 on the year at our next race, which escapes me at the moment. I have this bad habit of joining these races and not looking at the schedule to go, oh, guys, by the way, we're going somewhere else next week. Auto Club Speedway
Yes, sir.
is our next one there. Definitely a fun sister track to Michigan. Dustin, Eric, any things you're looking forward to on that racetrack? Any lines? Any cool secrets that you got? Like
It'll be
where's the
another
moon
duel.
spot, Dustin?
Yeah.
Where
It'll be
can you go
another
to the
duel.
moon?
Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a fun track because there's so many different lines you can run as the tires wear. That's what I like about it. The trucks, you get a little bit of draft going too. Um, so it's kind of, I don't know. I hate the first like 10 laps there in the trucks because it feels like you can't get away from anybody. But once the tires start wearing a little bit, it's a really really fun track to race at.
Yeah, I agree with that. It is a fun track, and tire wear is definitely a thing there too. And um, the draft kind of does keep the trucks close there for a while, but once guys start to wear tires, we kind of spread out a little bit, which is fine. But um, you know, definitely it's a fun track. I wish it was still around and on the real life schedule because it was always fun to watch races there. But we'll keep it here as long as we can, and it definitely is. It can be unpredictable, depending on how you drive the truck and whatnot. But because the draft is definitely, it's just like Michigan, like you said. But the draft can definitely throw a wrench into it, arrow and whatnot. So it'll be an interesting race.
Well, thank you guys, and look forward to seeing you both on Sunday night. In the meantime, though, we'll be looking forward to the trucks back here on Friday night at Auto Club Speedway. And bring on Josh Watt here. Josh, our race director, cameraman extraordinaire. Who's got a copy?
I do, loud and clear.
Is there anything you wanted to say in closing here? Any statements that you want to approve of?
I don't think I have anything other than I'm actually kind of surprised we ended up with a single caution, considering everything was going well. Can't say that we didn't jinx ourselves, though.
No commentator curse that I know of this time, but
As long as you don't give it to yourself, you know?
I was gonna say I kind of feel like I am a rolling commentator curse. I could just decide to be like the Buffalo Wild Wings button. Oops, I'm gonna make a right hand turn here. Alrighty, well, if there's nothing further, everybody, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in and watching. This has been another exciting race here at Midwest Motorsports for the Friday Night Truck Series and for the rest of the admin team, broadcast team. My name is Michael Harris Jr. Yeah, live life in the fast lane.